Now, of course, if you're a retailer, you want so much from the reader too. You want them to discover you, to buy from you. You want it to be just like the end of the romance novel, the one where you stay together for as long as you both shall live, reading happily ever after. You don't want it to be like the erotic novel, a series of empty encounters hopping from one retailer's app to the next, an orgy of choice at the expense of happiness and commitment. Retailers want a relationship. We retailers are, when you look at it, shockingly needy. Buy one thing from us, and we're like the crazy person who you go on a first date with, who then texts you 18 times in the next 24 hours. Thanks for signing up. How about an app? 6 bookmarks, 10% off. Here's some recommendations. What's your favorite color? How do you feel about a June wedding? We all, publishers, retailers, authors, want a lot from the reader, and as a result, we think a lot about what the reader wants. And I mean that very specifically. What they want. What is the next book, the next author, the recommendation, the acquisition, the next category, price point, cover. The fight at being better at knowing what a reader wants has us occasionally acting like scientists or stalkers or needy boyfriends because it's an important question to ask. It's the essence of publishing and bookselling. But when you think about it, our real fight right now is not to find the next book. Now books, as we've heard today, compete against everything else. There are more and more things trying to answer what else could you be doing now. So I suggest that we need to add a new question. I suggest that how is just as important. How we read, the quality of the experience, how we read, the need that we're trying to satisfy. What determines the book that fills the time? How determines whether we give it any time at all? So if I take off my retail hat and my ebook hat and my device manufacturing hat and just think of myself as a reader, there are a few ideas that come to mind. They aren't a reader's Bill of Rights. They aren't a manifesto. They're not a Magna Bibliocarta. They're how we want reading to be. I picked 5. Number 1, easy. We want everything related to reading to be easy, frictionless, even relaxing. What you're reading doesn't have to be easy, but whether it's escape or information, reading is an enjoyable act. Being in a bookstore is a soothing thing. Being in an online bookstore and an e-reader should be too. It shouldn't just be reading a book that makes you feel better. The buying of one should make you feel better even before you start reading. Everything that surrounds a book should be easy. 2, shamelessly. We want to feel good about what we read. Forget about guilty pleasures. The great gift of digital reading is liberation from the judgy person on the tube looking sideways at my fiction choice that's covered in rocket ships or exploding aircraft carriers or low-cut bodices or an embossed photo of David Cameron. We love what we love, and that should be the end of it. And we want to feel good about what we don't read or half read or read 3 chapters of and then abandon. We're grown-ups. We don't have to eat our vegetables. We don't have vitamins in them. We can have extra dessert at every meal. It's okay. We want to read shamelessly. Number 3, freely. And I don't mean in cost. We want time. Time to read. We fight for time. Reading time in the midst, finding reading time in the midst of this distracting world of work and kids and social media and smartphones and TV is like trying to wash your hair while sharing a bathtub with live octopus. It can be done, but it requires inventiveness, agility, and great effort. Waterproof Kobo Aura H2O now on sale. We want more time to read freely. 4 and 5, publicly and privately. We want to talk about what we are reading unless we really don't want to talk about what we are reading, to be able to maintain a public reading life and a private one. Sometimes you'll run into someone who says, I live out loud, I'm a social reader, I post everything to Goodreads to enrich my social connections and society as a whole. No, you don't, you big liar. It's like Instagram. You post the photo of the sweetly beautiful handmade Christmas card that your 5-year-old made out of glitter and pasta. You don't post any photos about the same child shoving a raisin in his ear and your attempt to extract it with eyebrow tweezers. The books are just like that. You post the books that make you look like this intoxicating mix of smart and awesome and sexy. You don't post that every time your boss gives you an especially hard time at work, you reread Bridget Jones' Diary, which means that you have reread it 72 times. And it's not true that I speak from personal experience on that. We want to be helped but not intruded on. We want to share and hold back. Easily, shamelessly, freely, publicly, and privately. 5 ways to answer how we want to read. I picked these 5. I'm sure there are others. There should be. But it's a good place to start. This is a bit of a pivotal future book in a way. It's about the end of the beginning. We now have 4 ways to sell a book. Bricks and mortar, print online, audiobook, ebook. They are all here to stay. And each one of them gives us a nearly infinite list of ways to answer the question, what should I read next? But from now on, when you feel like you're being a bit too much of a scientist or a stalker or a needy boyfriend, ask how readers want to read. The reader's wants are so fundamental, so basic, that they sometimes get lost. They're hard to quantify. They're obstinately resistant to analysis. But if we answer them well, we earn the reader's right. We earn the right to the reader's attention. We elbow all of the other media that is crowding in. We get to keep doing what we love, and so do they. Thank you.